Asharala, this great Millstone, New Orleans, coming back at you with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to the hopeful elect. So, as you see by the title, we're going to be doing a response to some comments made by Edomite woman known as Jane Fonda, who's been kind of outspoken against Edomite men. She spoke out against the Vietnam War, which was all madness, and now she's come to the conclusion, which the scriptures have come to this conclusion, that Edomite men have to be incarcerated in order to save the planet. And we don't know if what she's saying is a publicity stunt or if she's just bugged out. But what she's saying is actually biblical. It's in the Bible. So first off, before we get into the scripture, let me see if I can share the screen here.
Okay.
All right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it says this is from RT. It says jail Edomite men, which there's no such thing as white people. All right, you're known in the scriptures as Edomites, but it says jail Edomite men to save the planet. Jane Fonda, the Hollywood star, insisted that climate change would not exist without racism and the patriarchy. Which patriarchy? That's the Shedemites' code word for just going in on Esau and his horrible system that he set up to destroy the planet. Now, actual patriarchy goes back to the scriptures. Right, the word patriarch means forefathers. Right, our patriarchs are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Jacob's 12 sons. But the so-called white man, he's completely anything dealing with patriarchy, he's given it a negative light. Male authority is frowned upon because the men that are in authority in this world are evil. Okay, going back to Proverbs 29, but it says humanity's best chance to save the planet from climate change lies in locking up white men. Hollywood actress Jane Fonda told an audience at the Cannes Film Festival on Saturday. This is serious. We've got about 8 years to cut ourselves in half of what we use of fossil fuels. And unfortunately, the people that have the least responsibility for it are hit the hardest. Global South, people on islands, poor people of color, which really she's talking about the Israelites, you people of so-called Negro and Native Indian descent, and even some of these heathen. We all live in a society where we don't control anything, but yet we're the biggest so-called victims of this system that we had no part in creating. It says we have to arrest and jail those men. They're all men, without naming any of the men she believed to be responsible for the looming demise of the planet. Fonda went on to draw connections between Earth and its minority inhabitants, arguing there would be no climate crisis if there was no racism. There would be no climate crisis if there was no patriarchy. Edomite men are the things that matter, and then everything else is at the bottom. So, she's basically going in on Esau's system, his uh his caste system, where being leprous puts you at the top, and being a so-called person of color makes you just the scum of the earth. And this is an Edomite woman calling out her man. All right, which means the curses are coming upon Esau. You want
Mm-hmm.
to say something?
Okay, yeah, like I said, this is the sign of the times, man. Like I
Mm-hmm.
saying, everybody know that this man, he's the menace of the whole planet. And now even this woman is starting to wake up and see it because, they like to say what's that toxic masculinity, you know? That's just another word saying, hey, Edomite male is ruling pretty much, and everybody came to the conclusion they tired of the Edomite male, man.
Okay. Yeah, matter of fact, before we get into that Isaiah, let me get this real quick since I mentioned it.
Hmm.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And, when you go into, like I said earlier, so called patriarchy, is actually righteous for men to rule, but they have to be righteous men. When wicked men beareth rule, the people mourn. And then you have people speaking against patriarchy, which is righteous. It's righteous for fathers to rule their home. It's righteous for men to govern society, but you're supposed to govern according to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. You're not supposed to govern according to skin color and if your skin is this light, you must be a good person. If your skin is dark, you must be a bad person. That's wicked.
Hmm.
But yeah, we can get into that Isaiah because it's actually what she's saying is biblical prophecy. jailing Edomites is going to save the planet. Okay, starting with Yahushua Mashiach, he's going to give his men power to lock up all of these criminals, these red devils that have completely destroyed the earth. But you got it, Doc.
All right, it's Isaiah 14:1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Con. It says the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel, which this is a clean cut against, God loves everybody. The Most High is going to yet choose Israel. All right, you people of so-called Negro and Native Indian descent. All right, we're the Israelites. We're the people that the Lord's going to choose. And the strangers are talking about the Israelite foreigners. You have Israelites that are scattered amongst all people, and they're going to be joined unto us when the Lord comes back. And really, it's starting right now with this word going out. But what's going to happen to so-called white people, the people that enslaved the Israelites? What's going to happen? Keep going.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for the servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right. So according to biblical prophecy, when the Lord comes back, we are going to take those that took us into captivity are going to go into captivity, as it tells you in Revelation 13 and 10. So
Mhm.
that's the jailing of so-called white men to save the planet is coming. It's a huge part of prophecy. And when you read Isaiah the 14th chapter, it goes into the kingdom being established. And you can just keep reading, it's going to break itself down.
He said, it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give them rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage, wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shouldst take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Right. So this is talking about the king of Babylon, who was Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and his society is going to be completely destroyed. Right now, it's being broken down spiritually. You see the morals of these people and the morale of these people is in the pits. Esau's woman is
Mhm.
coming up saying he needs to be jailed in order to save the planet, and the planet is going to rejoice. Matter of fact, you can jump to verse 7.
Number 7, okay, come. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us.
Right. And the feller is someone that chops down a tree for no reason, basically, which is what Esau does. He destroys the environment for no reason. He has clean technology available to him. He has clean energy available to him, and he still destroys the planet. He still pushes, oil. You have all sorts of inventions that run on solar energy, that run on water, and this man he'll find the patent, buy it, and then kill the person that invented it, so he can keep making money off poison, just destroying the
Mm-hmm.
earth, man. A total devil. So of course these
Mm-hmm.
people have to be locked up, man. That's common sense. But nobody wants to talk about that. People want to talk about, oh, we need voter reform. Oh, we need to pool together the black dollar. Oh, we need to go get into crypto. We need to take it to these banks. Listen, man, the people that are in charge are criminals. They're criminals that rule the earth. And what do you do with a criminal? You lock him up.
Mm-hmm. And if I could add too, yeah, you have to lock him up because this man he don't know how to stop, man. He constantly, like you said, he constantly wants more and more and more, and then when he have it, it's still not enough, man. He's not happy until he goes out and he sees all the trees cut down in the forest, and then once he cuts down all the trees, then he wants to burn the forest, you know, and then after that, once he get burned, he didn't pull it up and got all the stumps up and everything. Then he wants to and go pave it a whole parking lot for, just constantly destroying and destroying it, man. He's hell on the earth.
Yeah. Oh, it's Richard said that. I had Habakkuk to back you up.
Okay, come on.
Man, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 4. It says,
Mhm.
behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Come on. And that's who he is, man. He's talking about Esau Edom, man. It says, hey, he transgressed by that wine, giving the nation, saying, hey, homosexuality, feminism, you know, do as thou wilt, you know. And so he's a proud man. You know, we all know he's proud, you know, and he refused to say that he's destroying the earth, man. You know, now he's blaming it on the earth, saying, what is he calling now? Global warming.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's the earth that's doing it. It ain't him, you know. You know, so we got to cool the earth and all this kind of crap, and then he says, hey, he can't be satisfied, man. And no matter what, he can have enough is never enough with this man. And then to go back to verse 4, it says, we all know his soul is not upright in him. This man's the biggest freak on the planet, man. The biggest sodomite, the biggest transformer, you know? And no matter what, he looks at something and he see how he can pervert it, kill it, you know? That's all he thinks about, man.
yeah, he's an enemy to all life. Anything carbon based, anything with melanin, anything with energy, anything that's alive, he's an enemy to it. Okay, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's plants, men, animals, he's just a he's an oddball. He doesn't belong in creation. That's why the sun attacks him every time he's outside. He
Yeah.
doesn't belong on the earth. When you go into prophecy, he's the only thing that's going to be written out of creation. All right. Obadiah tells you he's going to be exterminated. There's not going to be one Edomite left on the earth. So what does that mean? It means roaches are still going to be here. The other heathen is still going to be here. Everything's going to be here except Esau. After 1,000 years, after he serves his punishment, his sentencing, after he's locked up, and he does hard labor for 1,000 years, he's going to be written out of the script, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I said, now, you know, you brought up earlier, hey, now his woman is telling on him because she want him out the house, man. You know, she know Jake. Jake is you know, nobody ever say, hey, well, you know, you so-called Negroes is destroying the earth. You know, you polluting the ocean and nothing. They don't ever say none of that. You know. You know, so really boils down to they see the time that this man is falling, man. You know, and it always coming with prophecy, and they ready to kick him to the curb. You know, they ready for Jake to rule, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time to be alive, man. Especially if you're a prophet, especially if you have this truth, because we see the
Mm-hmm.
prophecies come in and we see the destruction of this place, and we recognize it's a good thing because we know there's a an everlasting righteous kingdom that's going to follow this. But you have heathen that aren't really in the know. They still have enough sense to know that Esau has to go. He has to go down. He has to go out of power in order for the earth to survive. All right. Again, it says jail Edomite men to save the planet. The only way to save the planet is to incarcerate the people that are destroying the planet. That's why it tells you in Revelation. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. This
Yeah, I got one.
Revelation. Okay. This Revelation 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry. Going back to that Habakkuk, you know, they were mad with the philosophies and they're drunk with what Esau gave them to drink. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou should giveth reward unto the servants, thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great. Going into the elect of Israel, it says, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. All right, so the
Mm-hmm.
saints, which are the Israelites, they're going to destroy them that destroy the earth, starting with these heathen. All right, going back to the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all these banking families, these Amalekites, these demonic entities that completely strip all of the earth of its nutrients and enslave the people and destroy the minds of children. These people are going to be destroyed for destroying the earth. You got it.
Yeah, because you know, like I'm saying, they had their chance. You know, we see when the heathens in charge how things turn up. You know, or turn out. You know, especially on the east side, man. You know, everything's you know trash now. The infrastructure's trash. You know, you go where the cities are crumbling. You know, you go out, you see the animals, the wildlife. They in mourning. You know, everything is sick. Even the people here, man. You go out, they all medicated. You know, everybody on some type of prescription or on drugs or something, trying to steady go on this so-called white man's hell. You know, and like you say, even the earth fight back against this devil, man. You know, mudslides, earthquakes, everything is upset at the man, but nobody wants to point out who's the actual problem but the man of the Lord, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we know who's causing all this. We know what needs to be done to get everything right, and and everybody they want it, but they don't want Esau to go down though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
you
a
know,
beautiful point. That's a beautiful point. 'Cause people want the world to improve, but they don't want it to change. They don't want the
Mhm.
current infrastructure to be destroyed. They don't want righteous leadership to be established. They want democracy to continue. They want McDonald's to continue. They want female liberation to continue. They want religious freedom to continue. They want everything that's destroying the earth to stay the same, but
Mhm.
they want the earth to get better. They want people to get better. No, you need a whole new kingdom built from the ground up that's that's ruled by righteous men, starting with YAHAWASHI, the most righteous man to ever walk the earth. It tells you in Isaiah that the government is going to be upon his shoulders. That's the kingdom that we look forward to. We don't look forward to, taking over. Jake already did that in Rome, man. Jake took over a wicked empire, and then, you had black faces in Rome, and the system was still messed up because the system itself is a problem. All right, you
Mhm.
have to not only take out the wicked people that are in power, but also the wicked system that they established. You have to destroy it all and build something righteous from the ground up. But you got it out.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, bro. Yeah, that's exactly got to be done. It's got to be a real reset. You know, everything has to be done in righteousness. The way this man he got it set up to where he can, he can scapegoat, put loopholes in his laws and stuff. He might say, well, I got this federal land and some, you can't touch it, but for X amount of years though.
Yeah.
Or then, he'll go back and say, you know what, we need to put a hotel there. So, they go lobby, change the law. And then you got hotels and more McDonald's set up in there, which supposed to be actually preserving the wildlife. So this man he puts on a good front, like he cares about wildlife and nature and all that. He just like hanging out there so he can kill animals, man. That's
Yeah.
all.
It's man of the
You know?
field.
Yeah, for real. He just want to hang out there and kill shit, man.
Hmm.
I got one for you here. It's Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that has joy of his children, and he that lives to see the fall of his enemy.
God, that's that's why one of the many reasons it's a beautiful time to be alive. We're witnessing the fall of our enemy. We're witnessing Edomite women throwing themselves at Jake, and not only just lusting Jake in the bedroom, but also they're publicly declaring to the world that their man needs to go to jail. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Esau needs to be locked up in order to save the planet. We're
Mm-hmm.
witnessing the fall of our enemies. Akim should be excited. The more you see Esau catching hell, you got Edomites living under bridges. It's a beautiful thing, man. There was a time when we couldn't profess the truth. We couldn't proclaim ourselves to be Israelites. We couldn't go out on the streets and rebuke our people and teach the truth, man. But now the Lord is taking that. He's slowly taking that hedge off of Cain, and he's no longer just this perfect, the dude, the alpha male in the '80s action movie that just does everything right and everything works out for him in the end. No, everything's not going to work out. This man is going to go in hardcore captivity. It's going to be worse than ours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what's going on right now, man. All through, you know, Yahabashim Yahushua, Esau has been made bare, man. He's been exposed, like you're saying, he don't know how to stop. So people eventually catch on until you're getting effed over so much. I'm like, hold on. Every time this man comes here, you know, the ABC agenda pops up again. My people, my women started acting crazy. Every time he introduce someone with some money, because that's how you get you with the money. And then after that, the law started changing. And next thing you know, he, raping and pillaging your resources. you know, Next thing you know, you in debt to eyeballs you can't get out of. And
Mm.
then next thing you know, your land is a desolate wilderness, man. You know, uh, Fluoride in the water. It just I guess you go back to what's that Micah. This place will destroy you with a sword destruction.
God.
Because Esau Edom, man, he's in charge. Like brought out earlier, the king of Babylon. This man is all about poisoning, the air, the water, the food, the minds of the people. And he just sits back like a hog and slop and mud, man, and just loves it. You know.
Yeah. Esau will show up to your country and a three-piece suit and a Bible in his hand, and next thing you know, he's taking all of the resources. Your son's a homosexual and your daughter's a whore. That's what he
Mm-hmm.
does, man. Everywhere he goes, he turns your son into sodomites, your daughters into whores, and he steals the natural resources from your country, and he puts you into debt. All right, you set up a central bank and then loan people money that is literally impossible for them to ever pay back. So then you enslave them. That's this man's mo. He does it everywhere he goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a man like that, he can't fit in, with anybody because he constantly trying to, undermine you, trying to undermine what you're doing, you know, constantly digging a pit for you to fall in, you know. And but the whole time, like you said, he come with a smile, a Bible, and shaking your hand like he's here to help, But the whole time, before he even get there, he got this whole scheme planned out. How he want to put a Six Flags right here, He want to put a stadium over here,
We could put some
you know.
condos right here.
Yeah.
And the people that actually, the land actually belongs to, or we could have them living in some slums, some favelas. We could have them living over here in just the middle of nowhere, barely
Mm-hmm.
any clean water. But then we'll have this luxury hotel for us and our people, which that goes back to his blessing. All right, when you read Genesis 27, he was given the fatness of the earth, but he would have to take it by sword. That's that clause. Since Esau likes to have a fine print and a clause in his contract, the Most High did that to him. Look, you're gonna get the fatness of the earth, but you're gonna take it by the sword,
Mm-hmm.
which comes with what? Judgment. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. So the Most High set this man up to to take peace from the earth, and then the Lord's gonna take peace from him.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, I mean, it's proven he has a track record, man. Wherever he shows up and introduce himself, that place gets worse.
Yeah,
You know, it spirals out of control and all absolute chaos, man.
God.
Let's
Uh,
see,
oh, you got
I
you
got
got one. I have
yeah.
one.
Okay.
Well, if you can give me a second address, 13 and 12.
Second, 13, and 12.
Because again, we can't stress enough that this Jane Fonda lady, her statement was actually biblical prophecy. The so-called white man is going to be jailed, and it's all throughout the scriptures, all right, from the so-called Old Testament, which we call the Law and the Prophets, all the way onto the Gospels, the Book of Revelation, the Apocrypha, which he's about to read. It tells you that this man is going into chains, man. You got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The second address, 13 and 12. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude.
Right, and that's talking about YAHAWASHI. That peaceable multitude is talking about the elect of Israel. Keep going.
And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and other some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I waked and said,
So it says, some people were glad, which that's talking about the elect, okay, the men of the Lord, the 144,000 that have received crowns. It says some were sorry, which is talking about the two-thirds, are you wicked Israelites that forsook the Lord. It says some of them were bound. That's talking about the heathen. All right, mainly these Edomites, which all of the heathen are going into slavery, but the chief, the worst of the heathen is Amalek, all right, the head tribe of the nation of Edom. These Amalekites, a lot of them are going to survive World War III. A lot of them are going to have these underground bunkers, and really most of them don't even live in America. Okay, they know America's Babylon the Great. They know America's going to be wiped off the face of the earth in nuclear fire. So what do? They have bunkers and shit set up all over the world. Some over here in Singapore, some are in different parts of Africa. All right, some of them are in Europe. But at the end of the day, a lot of so-called wealthy people, they're going to survive World War III, and they're going to be the first slaves. They're going to be the first people to do manual labor in the kingdom of heaven. All right, the scripture tells you the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. So the people that are first in this kingdom, they're going to be last in ours because it's only right. We're the last in Esau's kingdom. We're the last hired. We just downtrodden, beat up.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and he beats down, especially he beats down the Israelites, man,
Yeah,
down to a pope, you know. And like I said, we downtrodden. We know we done with this cruel man, you know. He's a cruel lord, man, you know.
yeah,
Esau is, you know, and we tired of being up under this damn menace to society, man. You know, that's what he like to call Jake a super predator, but you the super predator, man.
yeah,
Mhm. You sitting around, you know, you got your globe spinning it like what country you want to take over now, you know, what place you want to pump the ABC agenda into, you know. Jake ain't doing that. Jake is sitting around trying to figure out what they gonna eat, you know, and doing like little petty crime, you know, trying to you worrying about robbing somebody by the purse, but this
yeah,
man, Esau Edom, man, he is actually trying to, you know, take over your whole country, man.
yeah.
Mhm.
This man
And
stole. Oh, yeah,
mhm. Oh, that you got it, bro.
yeah. This man stole the Western Hemisphere. He stole North, Central, and South America. But then he'll put Jake on the news, like, watch out for this thief. These black people
Mm-hmm.
are thieves. Like, you stole continents. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
But then he'll sit with the robe, the black robe, and bang a gavel and say, "Look, I'm gonna throw the book at you, Jamal. You get 80
Yeah.
years, 120 years. You get 2 life sentences. Like I
Mm-hmm.
got 1 life, but I got 2 life sentences. What? That's madness. But
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna be we're gonna throw the book at him. All right, and our book is the Holy Bible. All right, we're gonna throw the whole book, all of the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Matter of fact, I gotta get this real quick.
Yeah.
Oldie but goodie. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So all of the curses that came upon Israel, they're going to come on Edom. All right. Everything that happened to us is going to happen to you twofold. And so Miss Fonda here, jail white men to save the planet. Hey, we're going to do more than that. We're going to completely torture them. We're going to split up their families the same way they split up ours. We're going to put them on slave ships and ship them back to Jerusalem. All right, that's going to happen. Our past is
Mm-hmm.
their future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's well deserved, man. You earned it, Esau. You know. You know, you had a good old time. You know, you did what you wanted to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about time, you know, for the righteous to get into authority, man. We already seen what the unrighteous look like. We see how you destroy nations. You know, we see how you poison any and everything. You know, so it's time for something new to come to pass, man. You know, we tired of that old way of Esau ruling. You know, you showed yourself not to be a good ruler in so many ways. You know, the first thing you do, you got over here and slaughtered the you know, the so-called Indians, man. You know, but you wanted to, like, oh, you had a better way. How is that a better way? You come over here just to slaughter everybody over here and take their land, man. You know, like I said, you got no peace in your heart, man. You don't come in peace. You don't come to heal nothing, man. You just come to kill and destroy and sell you something. You know, that's how he looks. He's a big merchant. You know.
Yeah, he in his mind he thinks he's improving the world and making things better, but he's destroying everything. They had a quote from one of the Gadites, a so-called Native American. He's like, "Look, in our culture, the men would go out and hunt food, bring the food back home, and make love to our wives. And the so-called white man think he could come up with a better system than that. We got
Mm-hmm.
gender equality. We got now you got men and women fighting one another. They're not having as many children. How many people are really able to enjoy their children? People people look at children as a burden in this society. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
too expensive to have another kid. That's wicked as hell. You set up a society in which people don't want to procreate, but your way
Mm-hmm.
is better. Your way is better than the ancient way. Your way is better than the Bible. Oh, that book is outdated. We need, kings are tyrants. We need something that's modern. We need democracy. We free the people, power to the people. And you set up a democracy, and it's nothing but a bunch of charlatans and thieves, a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of puppet leaders that don't give a damn about the people. Democracy is a joke. All right, a society is supposed to be run by a king. The king is supposed to be someone from that culture's brethren. Okay, that you have a nation of people, they have a king. The king cares about his family, he cares about, which that's all a nation is. It's an extended family. So monarchy, patriarchy, theocracy, these are things that are in the scriptures. That's the righteous way to rule. This man just has a, let's turn every country into a corporation. Let's bring all these people and mix them together, which again goes back to Habakkuk 2 and 5, heaping people unto himself and
Mm-hmm.
just destroying the earth, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because before he got here, man, that that one dirtbag, Christopher Cologne, this place was a wilderness, not a wilderness, but pretty much like a paradise, man.
Paradise, yeah.
Hmm. It was, I mean, they say it was so many fish in the river, you could just look down and just see all the fish, and then you see all the forests and stuff. But they say when they get them damn pilgrims, the British and all them got here, they said the first thing the British was doing, man, they was taking all the fish out the river, shipping it back to Britain, cutting down all the trees, you know, and that's what this man brings, just death, man. He didn't say, the Gadites, who are so-called Native Americans, how can I improve your society? You know, how can I improve this? No, the first thing he thought about, man, is, oh, I can cut these trees down, get this timber, send it back to Europe. Let me tear up the earth looking for gold. You know, that's all. Everybody else is trying to live in peace, with wives and women, like your brother was talking about. Have a good meal. But this man, he don't want none of that, man. He's more concerned about, riches and filth, perverseness, you know, evil, and all of the above, man. So you can't have a man like this in society or any around, just wandering around, man, do whatever you want to, man. You can't have this man in the kingdom of heaven just out there, plotting on what he can do, man. Like I said, you got to put some chains on this damn devil, man.
Yeah.
To bring his ass under subjection, you know, and that'll get his mind right when he get them feathers of iron on him,
Okay.
you know,
That's the
because that's the
spirit
only way
right
he
there.
can stop.
Yeah,
So,
that's the only, that's the only, he doesn't have a chill. He doesn't know righteousness. All right. Scripture tells you in the land of the upright, you won't deal right, man.
mm-hmm. kind of, you're kind of
But
point
yeah,
blank.
I had this for you.
Uh,
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 149. I'm gonna start at 6. Let the high
mm,
praises of the most high be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
yeah, hey, let the saints, the praise of the Most High, be in their mouth, man. We're gonna, you know, uh, slay the Edomites and whatever heathens, man, with that two-edged sword, which is a literal sword. We're gonna really give you the business, man. You're gonna actually, you thought you put some yokes of iron on the so-called Negroes' neck. You ain't seen no yokes of iron yet, man. You know, like you had Jake roaming the house and stuff like that. You had the house nigga. We not gonna have that, man. All you Edomites gonna be in the field out there, man. You gonna know you're a slave. You ain't gonna have no good old days where you can just lay back in a hammock with a straw in your mouth, taking a break. It's gonna be perpetual work for you, devils, man.
Yeah,
You know.
break. Break is gonna be unheard of. If you hear an Edomite talking about a break, you're gonna break his bones. Or you're not gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna get. We're gonna find something for you to do on the Sabbath that's lawful. All right, but other than that, man, it's 24/6, just pure hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and hey man, we're gonna have the praise of the Most High in our mouth, man. Say, we seen how it was, Esau oppressed, and we gonna thank him that hey, it's finally our chance to be able to put our enemy in chains, man. Because if you don't, this man he'll just go and try to take everybody with him, man. He'll try to wipe everybody off the earth, man. You know,
Yeah,
including himself.
yeah.
All right, you keep on with that. Get a little bit more on it.
Con. Verse 9, it says, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have
Mm-hmm.
all his saints.
Yeah, the judgment has been written on Esau, Edom, man. You know, and it's plain as day. It's in black and white, man. That Esau Edom gonna fall. You know, his kingdom. You know, this old Babylon that we stand in, it's gonna be destroyed, man. You know, he's gonna every single Edomite's gonna go into slavery, man. You know, and this was been written. You know,
God.
and
Yeah,
it's
I got this. Wanted to show this real quick. This man is a goddamn criminal, and this is let me show this. Hold up. I know brothers might have seen this before. This is it's a short film on basically everything Esau has done in a short time. That this season that he's been loose. Look at how much havoc he's caused and why he has to be jailed in order to save the earth. I think I might.
yeah, it's a good one there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let me mute myself. So can you hear it?
I can't hear it. And yeah,
That's E.
yeah,
Oh man. Oh, it's a life form. Let me kill it.
yeah.
Notice the title, How Man Destroys Our World. They don't say the so called white man. They try to put it on humanity as if all human beings are just naturally destroying the earth. There's no record of the Egyptians, the Assyrians, the Persians, the Israelites. There's no other kingdom where people took control of the earth and then just started destroying everything. That's the so-called white man. That's not human nature. That's your nature when you don't have a hue.
And God, he come with them peaceable words. Look, welcome.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Yeah, it sure says welcome, but he's killing everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Boy, look at him. Like they said on Planet Apes, the Beast Man. Huh?
Yeah, he poisons the ocean. Then he takes all the bottom feeders that are supposed to clean the ocean. He takes them out of the ocean after poisoning the water. So you,
Mm-hmm.
man, is a damn devil. Yep. Lock up the animals. Make a
Mm-hmm.
zoo out of the Lord's creation. Yep. Chop down all the trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, them concrete jungles, cities. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he calls science. Just killing everything, killing animals, seeing what this chemical does here, testing
Mm-hmm.
this on this animal, and you got a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of toxic waste.
You get him.
Now remember, the earth was paradise when he found it. He pops up
Mm-hmm.
with the welcome shirt, and now look at the earth, man. Just a pile of shit, just garbage everywhere. It's a damn dump.
Mm-hmm.
King of Babylon.
Yeah. And that's all he want to do, man. As long as he can be the king of it,
Yeah.
it's fine. And look, killing himself smoking a cigar.
Yeah. Kill the world and then kill yourself. Now this is a chariot. Now look how he has the angels looking at a damn weirdo alien.
Mm-hmm. Gun. Yep, that's the elite coming out them cherries.
Yeah. And it's a spirit. He knows what's gonna happen. He knows the
Yeah.
chariots are the end of his world,
Mm-hmm.
but he's gonna paint the angels out to be, Martians and little freakish. Nah, man, the angels are so-called black men. They're giant, fierce, horrifying looking so-called black men, and that's who's riding the chariots according to the Holy Bible. All
Mm-hmm.
right. But this is a fitting end to the king of Babylon. He's going to be taken out of power and stomped and flattened. All right. Now
Mm-hmm.
they forgot to put chains on him and put him to work. All right. That's what's going to happen for 1,000 years before he's stomped out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, you
Miss
ain't gonna
Fonda's
get
right,
nowhere.
man. This man got to be jailed to save the planet.
Mm-hmm. Hey, fun. Hey, and that's it. Just that simple, you know?
Yeah. People are saying, "Oh, this is controversial. This is a crazy statement." How? This is clearly what needs to happen. Jail Edomite men to save the planet. What else is the solution to what we just saw here? How
Mm-hmm.
else do you stop this? This isn't like some small thing. This is a global infrastructure that's destroying the earth. Something has to be done to these people.
Mm-hmm. And he's steady creating more and more industries
Yeah,
and steady creating more and more junk on the earth, man. You know, the space race, you got that. You know, Earth wasn't good enough, so now up in space, all kind of junk up in space, man.
yeah.
You know, just satellites they're not even using, just up there in orbit. You know.
Floating around. I got space trash.
Mm-hmm.
This man got trash in the ocean, trash in space.
Mm-hmm.
Just a trash man. Esau's a damn garbage man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he must be stopped. Like I said, at all costs. You know.
Yeah. By any means necessary.
Yeah, right. At all costs.
Kind
You know?
yeah, we can end it on if you had nothing else.
Oh no, I ain't have nothing.
We can end it on Revelation 13, 9 and 10.
Done. Alrighty. Let's see here. All right. 13:10. Let's see here. All right. Well, I start at 9. It says Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
And that's plain. All right. The saints of the Israelites, going back to Psalms 50 and 5, and it says, our patience and our faith is he that led us into captivity is going to go into captivity. So the so-called white man has to be jailed. He has to be in prison in order to save the planet. There's no way around that. That's the gospel. That's the good news. All right, going back to Isaiah the 61st chapter, which our Messiah quoted. Okay, that's the gospel. The gospel isn't all of humanity coming together and holding hands. The gospel is not, so-called black babies and white little girls running and playing in the. No, man. The gospel is that he that leadeth into captivity is going to go into captivity. All right. We are going to imprison this man and we're going to save the planet, starting with Yahawashi. It even tells you in Obadiah, the last verse, when Esau is exterminated, it refers to us as saviors. All right, the 144,000 are saved. We saved the world by destroying Esau. That's a prophecy in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. And it's much needed, man. You
God.
know, say, the man in their right mind waiting on it. You even had some heathen a few years ago said she can't wait for Israel to get in power, man. I think she was Ishmael or Elam or something like that.
Hmm.
Some video, but she was crying out. Everybody just
Oh,
right.
the chick with the baby.
Oh, come.
She had the baby in her hand. Yeah, God. I think she was. She looked Ishmael, but who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
come.
she gonna get her turn in the kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, these heathen women can't wait for us to rule. The elect can't wait to rule. The only people slowing our progress is the so-called white man and his right-hand man, the so-called black woman. They're the only ones that don't want they want this place to continue and have more of this. What we just watched in this video, more destruction. That's not going to happen. The Lord is going to destroy them, which destroy the earth.
Come.
But yeah, Abaratazah, this lesson was edifying to the elect, and also exhorting. We love talking about the gospel. We love spreading the good news that this man is going into captivity, and even his own woman can't wait. You know. So
Mm-hmm.
with that, we pray this lesson was edifying to the elect. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rachach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to the hopeful elect. Shalawam.
Shalom.